imagine? A steamy affair? A $400,000 insurance payout? Murder? And multiple lives ruined? Hey everybody, my name is Sage, and this is the second episode of Who Do You Trust, where I talk about the victims that knew and trusted their killers. This episode will go back to 2018 in Benton Harbor, Michigan, where we'll dive into Sergeant Tyrone Hassel III's murder and how everything started to unfold on a case that easily could have turned cold. Two soldiers met in the Army and quickly fell in love back in 2015 in Fort Carson, Colorado. Tyrone Hassel, a 91 Bravo light wheel vehicle mechanic, met Kamaya Martin, an 88 Mike truck driver, and by 2016, the two got married and started their own little family. Fast forward to December 2018, it's holiday time and the couple visited Tyrone's hometown of Benton Harbor for the holidays. After being there for about a week or so, everything was going normal up until New Year's Eve when tragedy struck. Tyrone went out to a family's New Year's Eve party while Kamaya stayed home with their son. Later that night, when Tyrone came home and parked his truck in the family's driveway, an individual came up to Tyrone and shot him multiple times close range. He was shot twice in the head, once in the neck, and once in the right arm. A distraught Kamaya called 911 saying that her husband had been shot.
911 was to address the emergency.
I need help. My husband was shot.
Soon after, the police and EMS came and attempted to assist Tyrone. An emotional Kamaya attempted to hop in the back of the ambulance with her husband, but the police stopped her. According to Tyrone's family, Kamaya was an emotional wreck, but that's understandable considering she just lost her husband.
Hey, back up! Whoa. No.
What's that? You grab the tape for the ambulance, get out, flip it up.
All right, ma'am. We need to secure these people here.
Hey, bud, you know what this is messed up. We gotta get you guys out of here so we can secure this scene, okay? We gotta collect some evidence. I know what the hell's going on.
Ma'am, you gotta come on here with us, okay? Come on here with me. All right. Yep, I know. We gotta figure out what happened, but you're gonna be in the way in there, okay?
An eyewitness stated that he saw a dark car speeding down the street, eventually park and cut their lights before the shooting. With very little evidence, the police was grasping at straws, trying to piece together who would kill Tyrone. At one point, the police believed that it was mistaken identity and that maybe Tyrone's brother, Benny, was the intended target. Benny had a few run-ins with the laws and rumors spread that maybe he pissed someone off, but eventually the police came to realize that his brother had no connection to the case. The police eventually was backtracking his whereabouts and was coming up short. Shortly after Tyrone's shooting, a separate shooting occurred not too far away, but the police stated that the casings didn't match with the casings at the crime scene. 11 days after the shooting is when police got an anonymous tip from a woman saying that Kamaya was having an affair and to watch her. After the police caught wind of the tip, they started investigating Kamaya's potential love affair. Now, Kamaya had already been paid $100,000 out of Tyrone's $400,000 SGLI policy. But two soldiers in Fort Carson went to the chaplain fearing another soldier and claiming that he was bragging about a killing. The Criminal Investigation Division for the Army, or CID, conducted an investigation into the accusations. The soldier stated that Kamaya was having an affair with another soldier originally from Chicago named Jeremy Quaylar, and he gave details about how he killed Tyrone, all of which were details unknown to the public. It was proven that Jeremy had taken tolls from Chicago to Michigan the same day of the murder. Not only that, but Jeremy had bought two firearms from another service member prior, and a 9mm matched the type of gun used in the shooting. It wasn't long before Jeremy was arrested and placed into custody. Kamaya was brought into question, and at first she was acting clueless to the fact that Jeremy, along with other soldiers, were confirming their relationship. She eventually folded and admitted to the affair and the plan to have Tyrone killed. Both Kamaya and Jeremy were both behind bars at this point. Kamaya called her mother to confess her role in the murder, which was eventually used against her in court. What makes it even more crazy is the fact that the family found out that Kamaya was the mastermind during Tyrone's funeral service. I know that was a shock to them. Kamaya and Jeremy first met being stationed together in Camp Casey, South Korea in 2017. Their bond was originally platonic, but eventually turned sexual. Both Kamaya and Jeremy were both married, but apparently they both were unhappy. Now, Kamaya was unhappy because she felt like Tyrone didn't give her the attention that she wanted. Jeremy didn't give any details into why he was unhappy in his marriage, but he was cheating on his wife with multiple different women. Jeremy claims that Kamaya came up to him one day wondering about if his wife was included in his SGLI policy, and he said no. Kamaya then allegedly talked about what she would do with all that money. Fast forward, they left Korea, and all three, Tyrone, Kamaya, and Jeremy, were all stationed in the same unit in Fort Stewart, Georgia. The deadly duo kept communication through Snapchat, and Kamaya would update Jeremy of Tyrone's whereabouts. Now, they thought they wouldn't be able to be traced and they wouldn't have a digital footprint because Snapchat is known for deleting messages, but they was wrong. And they had been planning the murder for at least a year. Kamaya's defense team stated that Jeremy is the real reason that Tyrone is dead. She claims that she was coerced into going along with the murder, but Jeremy stated that they both came up with the devious plan together. Jeremy was able to have a conversation with Tyrone's father, basically apologizing and telling his full side of the story. Tyrone's dad basically told him in so many words that if he comes in contact with someone from Benton Harbor while being behind bars, he was going to, quote-unquote, have a lot of friends. Jeremy seemed remorseful and apologized more than once, stating that he should have never gone through with the plan. He was just so in love with Kamaya that he was willing to do whatever to be with her and to be happy. He also stated that it took him 6 times before he was able to actually go through with it. The last time being Kamaya nagging him to go through with it, and it made him angry. He claimed that's why he shot Tyrone multiple times, out of anger, but also to make sure that he was dead. In 2019, Kamaya was sentenced to life without parole. Jeremy pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 65 to 90 years in prison, but in 2021, Jeremy wanted to withdraw his guilty plea, but Michigan Supreme Court stood on business and it was like, nah. Well, Kamaya is currently seeking a retrial and is claiming to have suffered from battered woman syndrome. Kamaya and Tyrone's son, Tyrone Hassel IV, lives with Kamaya's mother, and Tyrone's family gets to talk to him via FaceTime. The Army also took back that $100,000 that was given to Kamaya and placed that into a trust for their son. There's nothing I could say that could bring Tyrone back, bring him back to his little boy, to his loved ones. But I do hope that his soul is resting at peace now that his killers are behind bars and dealing with all the guilt and whatever different emotions that they have to deal with day after day for the rest of their lives. I know battles that actually served with him. I didn't personally know him, but once again, as I said, I do know battle buddies that knew him. And at the end of the day, I honestly just wish that she would have just walked away instead of just killing him. Or at least if Jeremy would have just walked away. But it doesn't matter because now a life is lost and a little boy has to grow up without both of his parents. Till Valhalla battle. Rest in peace, Tyrone Hassel III. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Till next time, peace.